2, 1, go.
Parents, regarding so I will go over every single rule that you need to know, right? So, first of all, we're doing the playoff format. So that is the 6-5-4-3, -2, -1, which means on my questions, there are portions. If you're correct with the first portion, it is worth 6. Correct with the second portion, it's worth 5. Correct with the third portion, it's worth 4. After the question is read, you get 3. Here's where the difference is in terms of playoff and versus preliminaries. Every single buzz affects the score. So if you are incorrect while reading the question, that is a -2. Incorrect after I finish reading the question, that is a -1. You understand that? 3 buzzes still kills the question, so in theory, 3 might kill negatives for a single question. That is possible. Just to let you know. You need 40 points to end your round. And we will play the entire package 30. If we do not have 3 people buzz out in terms of first, second, and third, of course, the rankings then go based on the actual number of your score. You'll break every single tie, so we will have a clear and defined 1 through 6, and we have lovely awards, all of them. They just all depend on which one you get, how the game works. All right, any protests will be done immediately. So if you do have a protest, you stop the game, send it over to our protest committee to get it to the game. They will update the scores for us, and then we'll continue. Any questions on that? No, good. I brought photos. I'd like to explain it just in case. All right, we will start by doing buzzer checks. So I will go down the line. Mind you, I'm going to call on your name. I'll say your first name. So once you buzz in, let me call on your name. Then you can answer. As always, that flickering light, that is what determines that you have buzzed in first, right? Please let me call on your name first. Speaking of which, I think everyone should know who you are. So when we're down the line, feel free to say your name and what state you're from. That's you. See how that pans out. We've got 5 other very ready candidates. I'll take that away from this first place. All right. So last thing. Does anyone have any final questions before we start? No. I have 30 questions for you, and hopefully you can answer them. Okay. Then let us begin. And once I start the first syllable, that means a live buzz after each of the buzz. I'm going to have just one syllable in, right? The Jordan throws. Good luck, everyone. And I know this could be a pressure-filled moment, but please have fun. At the end of the day, this is all about having fun. Here we go. Question number 1. Good luck, everyone. Chupa was the son of a ruler. This empire. So Egypt, and that is correct. For 6, and we would do individual score checks after anyone is plus or minus. We'll do an overall score check at 10, 20, and then as we inch our way to 30, we'll list that. Okay. Question 2. With Gustav Stresemann, this person was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1926 for his work negotiating the Locarno Treaties. This Prime Minister of France signed a treaty that ostensibly banned war. For the points, name this man who co-signed a pact with Frank Keaton. Aristide Briand is correct. Correct. 10 point. This man claimed to see many persons in a youngster. This general exercised honor while holding the office of perpetual dictator in 79 BC. Incorrect for death, -2. Before his 79 BC retirement, for the points, name this general of the late Republic who was first to revive the dictatorship. Yes, correct. 3. Just in time. And there's 3 points to Theo. Question 4. These laws were used to justify Japanese internments and the deportation of suspected gang members. These laws. What was that? That is correct for 6. Alright. Question number 5. Elfiner died after drunken fall from this person's home on the night. Cersei 6. Question 6. According to one legend, this ruler was scolded by a peasant woman for better. That's incorrect, -2. By a peasant woman for letting cakes burn on her skillet. This monarch defeated Guthrum's great heathen army at the Battle of Eddington and moved out a settlement with the Daneball. That is Michigan. That is correct. 4, 5. Right. Okay. 7. Eric Campbell led this country's fascist New Guard, which opposed Jack Lang. This country was led by Robert Menzies, and in 1942, this country's city of Darwin was attacked by an Australia. Australia is correct. 5. And let's keep her at 11. What? I'm sorry. These glasses, you would think it does. 19 points, yes. Question 8. Henry Roberts, who wrote Robert's Rules of Order, built a structure to prevent this event from happening again. Over 8,000 people died in this meteorological event, which crushed the Wall Street of the Southwest. For the points, name this deadliest hurricane in American history. That is, that is incorrect, -2. Name this deadliest hurricane in American history, which smashed the Texas town. It's also incorrect for death, -2. Galveston is correct for issue 4. Alright, so that's up to issues at 9, and Mark at -2. Question 9. This leader's father, Arthur, served as a governor general of the Philippines before William Howard Taft. This general held the title of Supreme Commander of the Allied Powers from 1945 to 1955. That is correct for 6. Put you at 8. Put you at 8. Great. Question 10. The congressional bill that created this program was introduced by Wilbur Willis. The Affordable Care Act significantly expanded this program. That is incorrect, -2. The Affordable Care Act significantly expanded this program for the assistance of impoverished people. It is correct. 5. All right. And we're 10 down, so we'll lose more check.
It's 64 and minus 2 machine. Keaton 24, Theo being option 0.
Magic number is 40. Question 11. The Czech Kadyrov attempted to attack this organization in Rostov. After winning the Battle of Bakhmut, this paramilitary leader, that is correct, for Deb part 6. Which is word 12. Question 12. A princess of this place named Andromeda was rescued is correct for 6. Which is word 30 is your 10 away. So we continue to 13. In a poem addressed to this leader, envisioned a celestial choir enthroned in realms of light. That poem referred to this man as His Excellency, so another author, Carson Weeds, wrote the first biography of this leader, describing how he could not tell a lie. George Washington? George Washington was correct. And that is worth 5. Oh, sorry, just after 5, so it's 4. Alright, so he's at 34, which means a potential win on the question. Question 14. This monarch hired the executioner Chanda Priyaka to staff a prison dubbed this man's namesake hell. Ms. Keaton. That's incorrect, -2. This ruler's son, Mahinda, became a monk, and this ruler's violent actions in Kalinga Ashoka is correct for 5. Right, so Keating's down to 32, and this moves up to 14. Here's question 15. Kit Carson served along. Yes, correct. For 6. Alright, and the possible ones for Keating is at 30 feet. And we go on to 16. One agreement made for this city established a meridian off the coast of Cape Verde. A 1494 agreement made for this city is, was that 20th? That is correct for Theo, or 6 to 9. 17. This man converted a white man, Eltharod T. Bransley, for telling him to cease his wickedness. The confessions of this man were published by Turner is correct for 5. 14 now. Question 18. One woman associated with this philosophical movement wrote The Ethics of Ambiguity and a seminal text of modern feminism, The Second Sex. That woman was also close friends with a Frenchman who wrote Being and Nothingness and described this philosophy as a humanism in another book. Jean-Paul Sartre was a leader of the point, a popular school of philosophy which focuses primarily on the human subject in an absurd universe. No, -1. Time. Existentialism. Alright. Question 19. One of these events in a city led to the start of the Hussite wars. One of these events sparked a 30 years war when Catholic and mission castration. That is correct, but we go over 5. Which is what's in 19 and going on question 20. This country's city of Pico Duarte was named. That is Vishnu. Very good for 6. Right, that's 20 down, so we're vicious for check.
12, you are -2. Mission was 12, or 20, so activity 37, here 19, with Jackson's
Alright, 10 questions down. That's right, 10 questions down. 10 questions down. Question 21. Chris Malachowski and Curtis Priam helped form this company with Tyler's American engineer Jensen and his death. Yes, NVIDIA for 6. It was related to me. Questions 1 and 2. This movement was launched by an assembly convened by Paul III, and that assembly affirmed transubstantiation and rejected the doctrine of salvation by faith alone. This movement was launched by the Council of Trent and was determined to correct Leo by 24. Question 23. This law's second namesake was a representative from Oregon, while its first namesake also served as one of the 12 apostles of the Mormon Church. This law was largely reversed by the 1934 Reciprocal Trade Agreements Act. For the points, name this 1930 tariff credited corrected for 4. Number 22. Great game, everybody. Question 24. This ruler ended the 100 Days Reform by executing 6 gentlemen of Wuzhu. This concubine predicted that. Yes, correct. For 6. Wow. And go to the 30 now. And 2 people over 30. All right, 25. This missionary discovered Victoria Falls, which he named to the land. David Livingston is correct. All right, so congratulations. Your score is 3, but we're not done yet. Actually, it's still very much an inland game. Here's question 26. A Tory government official accused this big party member of venality and corruption and imprisoned him in the Tower only for 6 months. This politician sorted out the South Sea bubble as Lord of the Treasury and leader of the House of Commons. For the points, name this politician usually considered Great Britain's first prime minister. That is Depp. That's incorrect, -1. Time. All of them. We got 21 now, here's 27. In this election year, the Liberal Republican Party permanently split from the Republicans. Susan B. Anthony was fined $100 for her legal program. That is the 1872. That is the election of 1872. 4 5. Then you have to 35, so we're now striking distance of second place. Question 28. The overthrow of Jose de Iturbide inspired this leader to give a speech on September 16th in support of Ferdinand VII over a group of Spaniards. That speech by this leader is thought to have begun the independence movement in Mexico. For the points, name this priest and revolutionary that is new. Miguel Hidalgo and Castilla. Fact, and that is correct. Great. Question 29. This agreement added nearly 30,000 square miles of land south of the Gila River. This agreement was a cat. That is correct. Great option. And that is word 6. All right, and here comes the last question. Soapstone bird figures found at this site became national symbols. Extensive trade networks connected the Indian Ocean to this site, which is between the 11th and 15th centuries under the Shoshone. British option. Very good. 5. All right. So, let's get all call you up. Descending order, please come up and accept your trophies last class. So in sixth place, top to top, so got to get all our hard work. So in sixth place we have the car. In fifth place with 11 points we have Yachtman. Place a very impressive total of 20 points. We have Visionary. Yeah. History beat champion in the fourth grade is Keaton. Congratulations, people, and best of luck at your